Scott, you ready?
What?
Roll call.
Yeah, we'll do a roll call. Man, I got that cough going on too. Can't get rid of it right now.
Your mask on.
Someone says influenza A starting to hit now. I don't know. I kept laughing at what you said once they practice. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, everyone can do it again.
You still see her around?
She calls me sister. I saw him when I first came to the practice. They're just laughing at you.
Okay. Yeah, what? Roll call.
Jordan Ron? Here.
Who?
Russell Eaglebear? Lisa Whitepipe? Here. Steve Brave? Stanley Wood and I? Vanessa Red Hawk Thompson?
Here.
Michael Underman? Fremont Palace? Tennille Blackfeather? Here. Bill Marshall?
Here.
Wayne Frederick?
Right around the other side of
Eileen Schott? Here.
the
Martha Blue Thunder? Sherry Wright Plank? Norman Running Sr.?
Here.
Pamela Kilswater?
Here.
Raymond Crow Eagle? Dara Ayat? Donna Hollowhorn Bear? Dwight Spotted Tail? I have 11 with Russell.
Oh.
We have a quorum. So we have a quorum. Russell, do you want to do education this morning?
Sure. Ela que aí ó, ela. Aí ó, eu achando que fiz. Moja kašla akantušni vodak je močata jankukan. Petu kile ja pomniče moja taku aktivijom piktanka, etan voka se na voa vojipča. Ne etan voa hvala vajenka čimpelo. Ja petu kile dona vačinja pikon hena višuki kdija. Je češke o čanku kapa pika vahi češke. Voa čin čanka vičaku Mošla učaki pa zelo. Ja, peče kile, ja, mušim kila po. Ovi tako je pojasni.
Hey ha yo hey yo ho hey ha yo hi yo hey oi sonka shela ya pe sawa ba ke na oh hey ha ke shni lena ji kelo hey yo kla che wa oh ya te ki ha yo为去查的查查，来查木哎喽哟，哎喽，
We have a number of council people that are going to be online. Donna's going to be online. Wayne's going to be late. Cher's going to be late. Steve Brave needs to be excused. Micah, she's here. White's going to be late. Jordan, is here. Daria's gonna leave at noon. Martha and Fremont need to be excused, so I need a motion for, like Lisa?
Good morning, council administration. Chairman, I'm asking to be excused at 3 o'clock today. We do have a community meeting at 5, so I'll have to leave early.
Pam and then Jordan.
Good morning, council administration. Chairman, I need to be excused when we, probably when we get back from lunch. I won't be here. So I'm assuming, because we usually take lunch about 12:30,
Yeah.
somewhere around there, so I'll be.
Jordan?
Good morning, council administration. We'll be excused at 3. I gotta get my son from school today.
Okay. All right, noon? Okay. Okay, we need a motion to excuse, Lisa. Second by Bill, question by Pam. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Tennille?
Yes.
Lost.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. Today, on a new business is, today we're having we're supposed to have Samantha Kelly, yeah, no, that was yesterday. She rescheduled for that one. May 12th, 11 a.m., Lima Leader Charge honoring. And then Kevin Shipley from Evergreen Energy Homes is supposed to be here today. I think they're referred here from Economic Development Committee. Otherwise, we left off on the constitutional officers. That was on the secretary's report. I think she still has some business that she needs to do on her report.
We still need to do what we're gonna do with the election board. We have that one. We need to set a date on the agenda, these last 3. If we could set a date for those while we're here, so we can let them know. And, tax commission chairman recommendation.
Lisa?
Yesterday, after we had a long discussion regarding the election board, and until we do have policy in place and other employees that are already kind of set precedent on sitting other boards and commissions, I'll just make a motion to go ahead and seat them,
What's your motion again?
seat the election board.
Okay. Motion by Lisa to seat the election board, second by Norman. Question by Jordan. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Tennille?
Yes.
Wow.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. I think we can just do it administratively, yeah. We'll set a date.
And then the tax commission chairman recommendation. Lisa, I think you're on there, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but what's the recommendation for?
The chair. The following are eligible: Ronald Neese, Leon Obama, Randy Medeiros, and Calvin Juan Jr. Tax Commission did recommend Ronald to be the ultimate decision, but it is up to the council. That was from Whitney.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and move to seat him as the chair.
Who's that?
Ron Neese.
Ron Neese. Okay, motion by Lisa to seat Ron Neese as the tax commission chairperson, second by Dara. Question by Norman. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Tennille?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
13.
Opposed?
Zero.
Not voting?
Zero.
Motion carried.
Micah.
Okay, Michael, go ahead.
Morning, Administration Council. When are we gonna move forward with the seating the new gaming commissioners? Because remember, we were waiting until the situation with the casino was handled. If I remember correctly.
Did we actually see,
We didn't
what the
know.
terms
We
were?
didn't elect or anything.
No.
Everything was tabled.
I think there's still an investigation. You guys directed me to do a contract with Ken Many Wounds, and
So we'll wait till
and
that's.
he's got that contract, and I had Eric follow up on it today, so we're gonna call him and see when he can come down and do what he needs to do, and then we'll decide that after his report's done.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Lisa.
Lisa?
Morning, Council. I didn't know if this would, I wanted to bring it up under the Secretary's report. Yesterday, I've been speaking with Gil Spotted-Tail, and the Child Care Office, they're having the World Forum Early Care on Early Care and Education, and Rosebud Sioux Tribe is hosting that this year down in Orlando, Florida. And they've been selected to host that through their efforts of preserving the Lakota Language Project.
Wow.
And Gil did give me a recommendation letter here. They're recommending that the tribal representative to go down to that World Forum is Pam Kilsenwater. So I would like to make a motion to approve her travel for that World Forum on early care and education. And I don't know if I need to include anything else with that motion, or. So we'll just go through, yeah. And the dates on that are May 16th through the 19th.
We include me to go?
Chaperone, yeah, and the treasurer.
Motion to go to travel for Pam Kilsenwater and the treasurer. Second by Norman. Any question? Bill, all in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Bob.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. There was some, White River, St. Francis, and Indian School and Tutt County valedictorian honorings that we need to set up, but I'll set those up, and, we'll notify you guys of the date. I think we'll do them all together, like we did last year. And then the St. Francis Indian School SG annual report's always conflicting with something's always happening and conflicting with it, so we'll set a date for that. And we have Lemoyne La Pointe Water Summit presentation to council. I don't know if that went through a committee or not to get to here, but they want to present. We'll set the dates for that. Jordan?
Before we get too far, so we just need to decide, or Darren needs to decide if she's still going to sit on SWA. That way, then if she's not, then we can get somebody seated there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that, I have a full plate with TLE and, land and natural and education as it is. Education keeps getting, put on the same day as tribal land enterprise. And I know they're both important, but I do believe the land sets a little higher in precedence. So that's why I go to the, TLE meetings rather than, to the education. I would like separate days on those. That would be great. But I do think that perhaps another candidate would be good for the SWA at the moment. So
Okay, so there's need a motion to accept Darrell's resignation from the SWA board. Micah, second by Jordan. Question by Norman. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
13.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. We need somebody to sit on there now. Oh, we need, anybody, you're interested? Oh,
I was gonna nominate Bill Marshall.
Bill Marshall, do Can you make it to meetings?
Tuesday.
Jordan?
It's on, so it's on the 5th and 20th. And then if it's all on weekends, then it's the Friday before.
Okay, so,
Yeah, sometimes they fall on a schedule.
so are you interested then?
Yeah, I'll go for it then. Hopefully I can make it work like she said, that the Veterans Affairs usually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really important that Veterans Affairs be, active this term because,
Yeah, so.
yeah, yeah. Dara? Micah, do you want to sit on that board too?
They don't conflict with education.
Okay. Oh, okay, well, if there's nobody interested, we'll make a motion to seat, Bill.
Pam used to sit on.
Unless Pam wants to do it. She used to sit on there. She did a good job, yeah.
Well, yeah, I got off of there for a different reason, but I can go ahead and go back on there if they need me to go back on.
Okay, Bill, do you want to decline or is that okay? Or you want to vote on it? Okay, let's
If he wants to go ahead and do it, then that's fine.
okay, all right. Need a motion to seat Bill on the SWA board then. Jordan, Micah, second. Question by Russell. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Janelle?
Not voting.
Opposed?
13, 0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried.
13, 0, 0.
Okay.
Lisa? I just have a informational, so when we do the honorings for all the graduates, I know the vice president had mentioned bringing up some graduates from Valentine too, but
They're gonna do them down there, Lisa.
they're gonna do them down there, but when we bring them in here and we start talking about honorariums, can we please respect budget and finance and have us make those honorarium motions? Because what we're gonna do tomorrow is we're gonna try to set a guideline on how much to give graduates as they, go from high school to doctorate degrees. And I think that if possible, can you get a list of all graduates from the education department?
Okay.
I think Della would probably have a good list if Cindy don't, they work together, so that way we can see all the graduates that are going through their office and how much education office is giving them to.
Chairman, if I may, Lisa.
For St. Francis, wherever, that would just be the valedictorians honoring, so that was just
I am awaiting that list and numbers from the education department, and I need a motion to add additional funding to their budget to accommodate the stipends for the graduates.
Need that motion now?
We can do it when we get to my report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russell?
Yeah, I was just gonna comment on that. You usually in the process, you give us the idea of where to move money from to. So I think you should have that ready. But on the other thing too is, I was honored to, go to Winter. And, last night the relatives and families, they got together and honored their high school graduate. It was really, awesome ceremony that they did for them. So one of the things I wanted to mention here too is, we've talked about this in the past, and I think you probably remember that, Scott and Willie. You guys been here forever. But we need to establish a Office of Civil Rights.
Right.
And I think this is now the time, because I don't want to get bogged down in issues like that.
I definitely agree.
Pardon me? I agree. Yeah, and so I don't know if we can, I don't know who can do the legwork, but we should establish, at least set the process of establishing the Civil Rights Office. because we can coexist with a program or somebody, in our realm. I don't know, we have 80 some programs here, and I'm sure, we can find appropriate, program, or maybe even establishing one, within the administration structure, whether it's the treasurer, secretary, vice president, president's office. Somebody, we need to find an individual that can really help us and take off and running on it, because, we're going to get into some situations, and I know that it's coming. And when we get involved, it's not healthy for us or for the people that may be wanting to file a civil rights action. And so I'd like to make a motion that we start the process of establishing a civil rights office for our people.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, there's a motion. There's a motion.
Maybe?
There's a motion to establish a civil rights office. Need a second? Start the process. Pam? Question by Lisa. All in favor?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Oh, my.
Chairman,
Yeah, go ahead, Donna.
just, I don't know if it's for the record or just to let you all know. Oh, and good morning, everyone. That 3 of us will be going to the Valentine High School graduation on Friday.
Okay.
We don't need travel for it, but for the record, thank you.
Bill?
Make a motion for travel for the Veteran Affairs Program for Thursday, June 2nd. Orlando said there's a meeting at the Hot Springs at the VA Center out there, and he wanted, some representation out there. He'll be out there too, but it'll be Thursday, June 2nd.
Okay. The motion for Bill to travel for Veterans Affairs meeting, second by Pam. Question by Russell. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil? Opposed?
13.
Not voting?
2 not voting.
Motion carried. Darrell?
Good morning. There's also a travel training up in, it's the regional training in Fort Yates at Prairie Knights Casino next week for Tekla. And I've been asked to go on that. I don't know if I should make the motion to do take the training. Is that how I do it? I'm asking council to approve it. It's an important meeting. There was one that was in Tulsa, but I chose this one at Fort Yates because it's more regionally centered and geared toward us guys here. So I'm humbly asking if you would allow travel to Standing Rock. Thank you.
There's a motion to travel to Standing Rock for Tefco. Second by Ray. Question by Jordan. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
16.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Yeah, what the dates?
The 18th, 19th, and 20th. We've got going to be on 7th.
Anything else, Secretary? That's it for the secretary's report. Sheriff?
I would like to address the issue with travel. So, we approve travel here in this, during our meetings. But then as time goes, we'll get a call saying, oh, you can't go because you're not on that committee, or, oh, you can't go. I think that needs to stop. And if we approve travel here, the treasurer needs to make sure that he follows through with the motions that this council makes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, Secretary?
They want to make that into a motion so that they can adhere to it.
Okay. So I'd like to make that into a motion, Itancha,
Okay.
that the treasurer follow travel motions that are made by the tribal council.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Need a second? Jordan, question by Micah. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
16.
Can I get the floor next, Mr. Chair?
Yes. Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. Tennille?
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion that no more travel be done for anybody until all of their travel is reconciled.
Second.
Okay, motion by, kind of defeats the purpose of what we just did. So we approved a lot of travel for certain council people that might have not reconciled all their travel. So that's going to affect the, some of the motions that you guys made. So,
Can I say something?
yeah, motion by Tennille. There's a second by Lisa.
Just had a, I'll move to table that because a lot of times it can't be reconciled in timing. And, if we have to go like within a week or so of each other, that won't be reconciled in time. Sometimes we waiting on these seats, so.
There's a motion, but we didn't get a second on that. So, Tennille, do you want to withdraw your motion? Or do you want it to go through? Oh, you did second it?
I just
Okay.
feel like how far are we gonna let people dig themselves in?
Right, I agree,
I
I
can
agree with
withdraw
you.
it.
Well, they do deduct from our pay, but if we don't turn it in within
Yeah.
a certain time period, so.
Okay.
And then when we turn our receipts, then they reimburse that back into our pay.
Mr. Chair,
You go ahead, Stephen.
there are also repayment agreements being put in place
Okay.
for deduction schedules.
Okay.
Can
we
I
don't-
ask something?
Eileen?
Can I ask something? So when you go on travel, then, there's already policies set in place for that to happen. You have to, reconcile before you get your next. And then if there's an issue like that goes through, aren't we kind of just doing something that's already set in policy by trying to vote on it? We shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel or something.
Yeah. Stephen, go ahead.
Also, I have received, I am compiling a report. I received travel from both of the charters. For the reps that travel on the charters, we have the board members traveling on the charters. That travel is not approved by council. So I will be circulating that information for your review, and the CPA has also requested that information. Thank you.
What is that for? Sorry, but what is that for? Why do we have to see that? You know, that travel business is that person that's traveling, their business. If they're traveling off of another entity, circulating that kind of, what's the reason for it? I don't understand. Can you explain that to me?
Stephen, to ask your question.
It was a request by the CPA, Eileen.
Secretary's report is done. We need a motion to approve her report. Ray, second by Lisa, question by Vanessa. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We are on the treasurer's report.
Good afternoon, good morning, council and administration. Also, the St. Francis community requested the premium pay, requested the rep to make a motion to publish the premium pay totals, which the rep did not. So I'm also receiving phone calls on that, but the travel was also included in that request from Council Rep Corrigo's community, just to add to what was just discussed. First on my agenda, I have a resolution from the EPP program. Ivan Corrigo requested that I bring this to the floor for some contractors. Sarge?
Lisa, you have it?
We have his,
I need one of those.
resolution here, and it's to approve a bid for contractors, and he was gonna bring it through budget and finance, but we've had a closed meeting last time, so it's pretty time sensitive.
Also, there were meetings canceled that week for a death.
So I'll move for emergency legislation.
Motion for emergency legislation. Need a second? Question by Wayne. What's the number? 140?
143.
143.
Yeah.
All in favor?
The resolution is behind this budget.
And attached, council, is the
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Opposed?
0.
Not voting.
1.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Yes. Need a second. Dara.
I'm gonna wait till I get there. I could go ahead and read it in. Can I get your copy? I'll start at the fourth, whereas the Rosebud Sioux Tribe Environmental Protection Office published a request for bids from March 30th, 2022 to April 19th, 2022, with only one bidder during allocated time, and extended the bid from April 25th, 2022 to May 5th, 2022, with the RFP had received one bidder. Whereas Lake Creek Development Corporation of Martin, South Dakota was a selected bidder, submitting a bid in the amount of $48,200. This amount is for the contract services and the mobilization fees for the demolition and restoration of the Blue Building project site. Whereas the procurement policy requires that purchases over $10,000 and over requires tribal council approval. Whereas the Rosebud Sioux Tribe Environmental Protection Office recommends a selection of the bid of Lake Creek Development Corporation of Martin, South Dakota. And now therefore be it resolved that the Rosebud Sioux Tribe adopts the recommendation of the bid of Lake Creek Development Corporation of Martin, South Dakota in the amount of $48,200. And it is also resolved that the president of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe is authorized and directed to sign and execute any and all documents selecting the bid of the Lake Creek Development Corporation of Martin, South Dakota for the abatement, demolition, and restoration of the Blue Building.
Vice President says, where's that building? The Blue Building? What's that?
Steve.
Hold on.
Yeah, let me call him just.
The house next to the log building? Okay.
Hey, then it went to.
Okay, I
I'm
think,
trying to call Ivan.
I think that's
I'm
what,
pretty sure it's that one, but.
okay, all right. All right, any discussion? Not, we need a question. Pam, all in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Is it that one next to the?
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
1.
Motion carried.
Council, in the first attachment I handed out is an updated loss of revenue. In the general fund, you can see I highlighted the available balance for your review, followed by the two council budgets, and also I highlighted the travel totals for your review, so you can see that the general fund for the council budget has been fiscal year to date, $55,274 has been expended and came from the council travel and training line item out of the general fund. There is money available in the indirect side of the council budget, $53,015, and there are some restrictions on the indirect. So an update on your guys' budgets. The last thing on my report that I have is there was $170,000 of available funding for the continued restoration of the Peshla project in the Black Hills. Attached is the scope of work correspondence with the Bureau and the Director of Game Fish and Parks Program, and the budget that was submitted. Also, there was email responses from Andrea indicating that this is the action that needs to be taken to draw these funds down and utilize them to further restore the Peshla project, requesting emergency legislation.
Has it been handed out already?
Yes. It was the last handout that it has a paper clip on it. Yeah.
It will be 44, but I don't have the resolution. Do you have it?
Council, it is the handout with the paper clip on it.
Okay, is a motion, who's bringing it on? Lisa, motion to emergency legislation, second by Pam. Question by Russell. All in favor? 144?
6, 7, 8, 9,
Jordan?
12, 13.
Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Janelle?
Abstain.
16,
Opposed?
0.
Not voting?
1.
Motion for approval.
Motion to approve 2022-144.
Need a second, Pam? Right.
I'll start at the sixth whereas. Whereas in 2012, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, Crow Creek Sioux Tribe, Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, and Shakopee Metaquaton Sioux Tribe jointly purchased approximately 2,000 plus acres of land in the Black Hills known as Peshla to reclaim the area as a sacred site, reintroduce bison, and preserve the area for cultural activities and traditional ceremonies. And whereas the Rosebud Sioux Tribe Land and Natural Resources Committee, yes, go through committee? Go through committee? Okay. We'll strike that out. Whereas, we'll strike out that first sentence on the second whereas there. Whereas the Rosebud Sioux Tribe adopt and approve a request to the U.S. Department of Interior, Bureau of Indian Affairs for award number A21AV000453 for a period of performance from April 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022 in the amount of $170,000 for Peshla equipment and feed in accordance with the attached scope of work and budget. Now therefore be it resolved, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe Tribal Council hereby agrees and adopts and approves the request to the U.S. Department of Interior, Bureau of Indian Affairs for award number A21AV00453 with a period of performance from April 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022 in the amount of $170,000 for Peshla equipment and feed in accordance with the attached scope of work and budget. And be it finally resolved, the Rosebud Sioux Tribal Council directs and authorizes the President of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe to execute and submit the request for funds to the U.S. Department of Interior of Indian Affairs on behalf of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe.
Discussion. Need a question? Go ahead, Chair.
Thank you. The capital equipment line item, does anybody know if that includes like fencing materials?
Not sure.
Or is it for renovation? For the capital equipment line item for 129,000, does that include like fencing materials and repairs and all of that for?
I think one of the things we do have we do have some major renovation that we need to do with our home up there because of the damage. But right now, we're trying to get personnel up there quickly. And so what we're looking for is a small trailer house to put it out there for living quarters until down the road, we're gonna renovate our building.
Okay.
So that's what that's for.
I was aware of those renovations that needed to be done, so I just wanted to make sure that was included in any other things. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Need a question? Wayne? All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Some getting yes in the back.
Everyone gets that quote.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
17,
Opposed?
0,
Not voting?
0.
Motion carried. Wait, and then Sharon, and then Jordan.
So we're coming close to funding our travel budget?
Correct. And as per a request from council, we had moved money from the unpaid bills line item into the general fund to accommodate council travel coming out of the general fund.
I mean, I got a call from the secretary. Said that they're coming close and I've seen the budget, and so it's basically reflecting.
Are we up to date on like reconciliation?
They're being processed as we receive receipts from travelers, yes. And I do want to add that I don't appreciate the comment that was made regarding declinations. Those decisions are circumstantial, and I do have conversations with the chief finance officer, the travel monitors, and the tribal presidents to make those decisions.
My comment? Oh, all right. Oh, I didn't. I was not here. All right. Thank you.
We have Jordan next. And Sharon.
I just had a question to see if you could give us a report on the council donation line items and the youth affairs one.
I certainly can, yes. Yes, and you can see the available balance in the council donation line item. The past 7 months, the average spending out of that line item has been around 17,000.
Yeah, just like a detailed report of it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
It's a monthly.
Monthly expenses total around 17,000.
Sharon.
Thank you. I wanted to, since travel is the big thing of the day, I wanted to address, and since we're talking about comments that are unappreciated, when it comes to attending meetings, like the CPA, for example, I would like to remind this council that we should all be respectful of one another. I received a call that at the last CPA meeting that the treasurer attended and told them that the young ones, whoever the young ones are, do nothing but travel, and he will do everything he can to prevent that. I think those are uncalled for comments, very unprofessional, and they do not belong in the CPA meetings. You travel too, and you're included in this as well, Mr. Treasurer. I do feel like,
I think I'm gonna call a point of order. We need to get on with business. We need to refrain from making comments back and forth to each other like that. And that's including you, Treasurer.
thank you, President Herman.
Any questions?
Russell?
I'm old and I travel.
A little slower.
Okay, is there any more? Wayne?
The reason I asked was like, I'm getting a lot of calls on, like, we didn't fund some youth events or whatever, but I think that's always good that we could put out there because people don't realize how much we actually do put forward to youth events. And you start getting calls on it, and I'm like, did you put it into budget and finance, the request, and a lot of them don't know the process. So at least if we could have that so we could publish it, on the youth affairs budget.
Lisa?
Yeah, to add on to our report for our youth and council donation line items, youth, we didn't really fund a lot during the pandemic because we didn't want to encourage our children to go out into larger gatherings. And so then now that they've been having more tournaments and the state tournaments and everything, and there's even been some tournaments out of state, so we kind of been setting guidelines as to putting 500 per child out of state, 200 in state, just to kind of help supplement the schools that have limited budgets for the state, basketball tournaments and everything. And then our youth donation, we've been expending so much, and that really happened during the COVID time when the hospitals were full and we were having patients sent out of state. We had to help supplement families who went out of state to pick them up or to help them come home. And another one too is, our social services program is very underfunded. And right now her long-term program is running short of about $100,000. And then they have their own guidelines up there that have to be followed by. And we have patients who have medical appointments that need to be seen, that don't have the time to give the 3-day notice. So we've been doing a lot of those appointments. Also, end of life, long-term healthcare out of state. We've been supplementing with those with our own council donations. And then like the youth fund too, council did give $5,000 youth donation for the Easter egg hunt. And so that we did supplement that. So we do, council does donate to a lot of those large events. And a lot of times maybe if we need to publish what we do donate for, we can put that on there, especially our youth activities. And we do donate for, I know Madam Secretary has gotten donations for that for our candy sacks. And we've even increased her request, or it wasn't her request, it was Wachoni Wakan that did that. But we increased that request too so that they can make candy bags for Ideal, Mounts Camp, and Bull Creek. So we can get all the kids that were covered. But a lot of the medical that are coming up, and I know it's sad to say, we do have families that are with their families up in long-term medical care or end of life that we do get, extended family hotels during that time. So it does seem like a lot, but we've been supplementing the council donation line item for that, and our lunches also come out of there too. So.
Lisa, I have a response. We need a motion for the 100,000 to come out of loss of revenue to community services.
Oh yeah. Did you get her request?
I did, yeah, and I forwarded it to the council, so you can all see the budget that she submitted for the long term.
Okay, I'll move to pay the $100,000 to the social services program for their long-term patient, and that's like the patient care out of state and in state when they have their radiation and chemo treatment. So to pay that $100,000 out of the tribe's loss of revenue.
Okay, the motion on the floor. Need a second. Pam, discussion. Chair, did you have a question?
Thank you. As far as the budgets, I guess, per the Constitution, the treasurer is supposed to post or publish the reports. Have you published any of the reports, financial reports?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
The last time you brought it up.
Okay. Per the Constitution, it says quarterly. So just please make sure that you're doing that.
Thank you.
Also, could we get a detailed report of the council donations? I would really like to see everybody that we donated and helped.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
Is that your
Any more
motion?
discussion on it? If not, we'll need a question. Wayne? All in favor?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
15,
Opposed?
0,
Not voting?
2.
Motion carried. Any more? Jordan?
I'd like to make that into a motion for the detailed report for council donation and the youth affairs budgets, for the detailed reports.
Okay, all right. For our next meeting?
Yeah.
Be done by our next meeting? Okay. Need a second? Ray, question by Sharon. All in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Jamil?
Yes.
15,
Opposed?
0,
Not voting?
2.
Motion carried. Pam?
Chairman, I want to apologize to the public right now. What I'm watching going on here. It's really ugly. I don't like it. There's bickering going on with motions. That's all that's happening right now, and it don't look good. We're elected here as acting as adults, having an understanding of what goes on, but yet we're sitting here making motions based off of bickering. And it's upsetting to know that it's going on. I don't like it. And we're supposed to be having an honoring here. It's hard to sit here and honor somebody when bickering's going on within this council. If we need to, we should go into executive session and get it out of our system. Because this shouldn't be going on. We have business for the people. It's not about what somebody can and can't do. We're not kids. And if there's comments that are being made amongst each other, those need to be addressed. Because we're a body, we're supposed to be working together, not against each other. So, I kind of feel ugly. I'm going to step outside for a bit. And I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing. We're on TV. That's what all these outside places talk about. You guys are funny when you guys are fighting amongst each other. And this morning you can see it right off. I didn't even want to start today's council meeting like this. If we weren't ready for this, we shouldn't have even came back in. But again, I'm going to say it's very embarrassing. It's disappointing to know that we're doing this. I wish one of our other elder reps was in here, Russell. Because he talked about that yesterday when we were in executive, about how we conduct ourselves. We're elected by the people to be an adult about things, but yet there's bickering going on. So all I ask is we either take a 5-minute break, everybody chill out, cool off, let it go. Because right now this is really embarrassing. We're on TV. This stuff's recorded. This is 30 years down the road. People are going to be laughing at what this council is doing right now.
Thank you, Council Rep.
Sharon, and we probably we have some people waiting out there, so.
Thank you. I think that Ms. Kilsenwater asks questions all the time and makes motions all the time. The rest of us have the right to do that as well without being accused of bickering. There's information that is limited when we look at a report, an expense report. And if us asking for that information is offensive, I'm not going to apologize. I can make the best informed decisions by knowing and having all the information. The next question that I had was the unbudgeted funds. As far as that goes, Lisa, do you think that we will use the unbudgeted funds to help support the social services department, since you were saying that they have a lack of funding?
Under the general account? Are you talking about that line item? No, because we use that to supplement, towards the end of the year, we modified that out to supplement other line items under our general account that goes low. So that is why the social services program is always, a lot of times we can't meet their budget request at the beginning of every fiscal year because we don't have the money for it. So this way we could pay it out of lost revenue, and then this way we can, because otherwise we would have to split this up to other programs funded under general. So that's how I see it. I don't know. Do you have any insight?
Okay, guys, I don't know if, how much, the treasurer has on his report that's left, but, we do have the family waiting out there. We're supposed to honor Lima Leader Charge for her years of service for the schools and the children, so, you want to do that now?
Chairman, that concludes my report. I would also like us to reach out to bring in somebody to do a training on professionalism and how the work environment should be. Because today I see toxic
I
behavior.
think we need to refrain from making comments, treasurer. Let's just move on.
That concludes my report. Thank you. Thank you, council.
Chairman,
Stephen,
motion.
that paperwork I gave you, will we have an answer for that?
Oh, sure. So the accounting manual, which is an ordinance, it spells out things like how council should communicate with finance staff and sets limits on things like payroll advances. But there was a question asked on increasing the limit on a payroll advance or a salary loan, which is currently $400. That is set in a resolution, and also it is defined in the accounting manual. So the question was to increase that dollar amount. I would like a recommendation from Eric on how we increase that from 400. The question was asked because it is graduation time, if that can be increased. But there is a resolution setting it at 400, and the accounting manual, which is an ordinance, defines that dollar amount.
How much are they increasing?
It was just asked if it could be increased.
Okay.
Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead, Eileen. Or Donna. Sorry.
Motion to approve, treasurer's report.
Thank you, Donna.
On the floor, need second. Norman, question? Bill, all in favor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Online, Eileen?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Neil?
Yes.
13,
Opposed?
0,
Not voting?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Motion carried. Okay, we will invite the family in,
Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
recognition here. So,
Hold on, wait.
Secretary, we have that proclamation that we.
Yeah.
I think Scott, I haven't seen any of
Wake up, everybody. Somebody's on the tracks. They get that air, get your brain working.
She's gonna do a light lively before we get started.
Yeah. You're lucky I was sick.
of service to our students, our schools. She's done a lot of work and put a lot of effort into her career as a teacher. And I think she's pursuing a master's degree right now. So she's trying to go even further as far as being able to help our youth and our students succeed in life. And so today we would like to honor Lima for her years of service. And I'd like to read a proclamation and present her with a start quote today. So I will read the proclamation. If you would come up front, Lima, we'd like to. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people that need to be honored, and she's one of them. It's long overdue as far as what she's accomplished in her life and how many students she's reached in her career as a teacher, educator, a parent, and just auntie, uncle, or auntie and grandma. I'm just saying. But I'd like to read the Executive Proclamation of Office of the President of Rosebud Sioux Tribe. Whereas Lima LaPointe, leader charge, was born on December 30th, 1964. To Frank and Elizabeth LaPointe, she attended St. Francis Indian School from K through 12th grade. She is graduate of the class of 1983, valedictorian of her class. Whereas Lima played sports from volleyball, basketball to track, cross country, who in time won State 8 discus championship in 1981 and 1982. Also a state shot put placer. Whereas Lima continued her studies and athletic achievements to the University of Marion, North Dakota. She became a setter for 4 years in volleyball and was co-captain in basketball for 2 years, participated in track for 4 years, was NAIA discus finalist for 3 years, whereas Lima was All-American javelin for all 4 years in college. She became the first Native American All-American recipient for Mary University and Hall of Fame inductee. And whereas Lima graduating in 1988, her educational successes were earning a Bachelor of Science in Education, majoring in Physical Education and Health, and having a Social Behavioral Science degree with a minor in Secondary Education. She didn't stop there. She pursued her passion for coaching, teaching for the next 34 years and received a 25-year coaching award from South Dakota High School Athletic Association. She worked at Todd County for 23 years, 6 years at St. Francis Indian School, White River for 1 year, Crazy Horse for 1 year, and Red Cloud for 3 years. Now therefore be resolved that Rosebud Sioux Tribe takes great pride in recognizing and honoring Lima LaPointe Leader Charge for her dedication to our youth of Sichungo Lakota Yate. By President Scott Herman, on behalf of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, offer our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for her services. Hereby declares March 25th, 2022 as Lima LaPointe Leader Charge Day. And as you can see, we were supposed to do this back in March, but we just get to it. So her special day is March 25th. So I want to congratulate Lima for all her years of service, and we do appreciate your service. And every one of us probably one time had a student or a child that went through you and you taught. So we do appreciate your service to the students and the families of the Rosebud Reservation. Thank you. With the start quilt, try to get some of the colors from the schools that you were actually taught in. And so I think we missed out on the purple roll.
That's all right.
I don't want to make you feel old, Lima, but thank you for your dedication and as my health teacher in 1995.
I want to thank you too, Lima. You've been my coach through middle school and high school, and your fundamentals and leadership carried me to this day to where I sit today, and I carried that through, and I always refer back to you, and your representation of our tribe as a great athlete is well known. So.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And thank you for your endeavors for our students.
Behind you that you would be still back there.
Well, just to let you know, Jim we're from different eras, but he is, my hero. He, he's my cheerleader. It's lonely being, a coach sometimes, a teacher. And he comes home with frustrations and he listens to it all. And I hope he's listening. But if it wasn't, for him, it would have been really, really difficult. So I just want to thank him. And I'd also like to thank St. Francis Indian School and the council, St. Francis, for taking me back. I came and left several times, and I think it's all trying to find find more out, knowing my journey, my personal Sioux. And I made rounds to all the schools to see what they're doing. And I just always thought that something was missing. And I came back to my school, St. Francis, ready, and I'm prepared. And because we need help, and I'm going to do my best to push, motivate, encourage, our kids, our youth, because like we keep saying, they are our future, and they deserve our best. And I truly try hard, to do that. Can I thank a couple more people?
Sure.
All right, I want to thank my father. I think he's still around. If he sat here, I sat up there many years, waiting to deliver his lunch for him. He was in council, so I felt like both times I was sitting out there waiting. But it wasn't for him, his motivation and encouragement, and his foresight, looking down the road, taking me and my siblings all across the country. He had a Striders, took us all over the country to compete. And in his way, he's trying to show us that there's much more to the reservation. There's life out there. And that, you're expand your horizons, push. Don't settle for anything less. And I surely appreciate that. I appreciate my mom for her physical athletic ability. If you didn't know, she was the athlete of the two. And she even had some ribbons to prove that she was a sprinter back in the day. And I wish my mom Elizabeth could be here. She's doing okay. But I want to thank, I think he had an honoring for Roger Croigo here not too long ago. He was one of my mentor coaches back in the day. A good man. I want to thank James Mitchell for helping me to learn the skills of volleyball and to go to college and to be recognized for those skills. He was a good coach. I named my first son after him, James Mitchell, Peter Charles. So my son James is now James Jr. So I just wanted to mention him because, I had my troubles in school. I had a temper, and I quit like almost every other day. If it wasn't for him, taking me back and pushing me, I guess I don't know, where I would be. I want to thank Brett Prue. He had guts to tell me to my face that I need to, take it easy, Lima. It's not all about you. Okay, there's other people that you need to take care of, worry about. And he gave me the advice I needed to succeed in college, and so I appreciate him. I appreciate Roger Bordeaux. He passed. Him and Mick spent many hours out on a discus field, shot put field with me. And I kept saying, just one more, coach, one more. And they stayed out there with me. They had their families at home to go home to, but they stayed out there and helped me. And so if it wasn't for, them, like I said, I don't know where I'd be. So when you honor me, you honor them too. Wasn't for them, my parents, and of course my teachers telling me that I can go to college. And it was just that belief that I could do that helped me to believe that I can do it. And I think that's what we need to do, is to keep believing in our youth and keep encouraging them, keep pushing them, and because we're going to need it in our future coming. They need our strong youth. They need to be educated, and they need to know what their purpose here in life. We all have a purpose, and I just appreciate my dad's words were, "Don't quit," and the other words were, "Always give it your best. Don't do anything that you do. Don't do it half ASSED." So I just want to thank you all And you got an important job to do here, council. Work together. I'm a team player. I believe in teams. And we have all the teams I've coached. We've had problems, but we work through it. We find a way because people are counting on us. So we need to be at our best because they deserve our best. Again, thank you for your time, and I want to thank St. Francis Student Council for recognizing and putting this on. And the words of my niece, Katie DePoint, I actually retired, and a couple weeks before she passed away in that car wreck, I asked her what she wanted to do in life, and she said, Lima, Auntie, I think I might want to be a coach like you. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what, Katie, you can be a coach. And she passed away. So I started coaching again, and I coached for her. And we do things for those that can't do anymore. That's why we do the things that we do. So motivators are out there, and I'm going to keep going till Takashila calls me home. And to Takashila, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you allowed us to have. Takashila, help us to appreciate what we have and to make the best of it. Takashila, we pray for those who don't have. We pray that you have mercy on them. Takashila, help us to be the best. Be our best.
Can I say a few words before she leaves the arena?
There's a long debate between, who was the fastest, was Jim or Rima?
I think he would beat me, but I think if I was mad, I might catch him.
You would. Yeah, I'd like to thank you, honor you today. I served on the travel council with your dad, and he was a great mentor to all of us in his own way. If it wasn't for him, St. Francis Indian School wouldn't be where it's at. And I worked with him there. I, right from the beginning. And I know your mom is from Black Pipe community. I'm proud of. And I know them well. And they raised you well. And I'm really thankful for that. And now it seems like it's a big circle. What your father started at St. Francis Indian School, and now you're back there still continuing the work that he set out to do. And being there, for the student, that's the important thing is the student. And, St. Francis St. Francis Indian School kind of went through some hardships, but, it's a learning experience. We all learn from it, and we need to continue to strive on these things. And I know you're there to help our students in that way, in that fashion. And so I just wanted to share that. And, I'm really proud of you for taming an old cowboy standing in a corner. Us old cowboys are really hard to tame. And
It's the other way around.
But I thank you. It's a great honor
I appreciate
to be able to say a few words.
Thank you. So my goal, I didn't tell you about my goal. My goal in life, I live in my dream. This is my dream. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-actualization. And I tell my kids this is it, and they look at me like, what? You want to be a teacher? I said, yeah, I truly love what I do. And my goal, I talk about it all the time, was to come back and be a principal at St. Francis. So that's what I'm working towards. And I'm not ready yet to be a principal because I like teaching and I like doing what I do. And that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here.
Great.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
I'd like to recognize this council back there. They came and to support your teacher, my mentor. So I'd like to recognize them back there. I just wait. We're on TV, so.
Yeah, they're great kids. I have mostly all of them in my classes, or half my classes. They're great kids. You'll be looking for them. They're going to do great things. You should have them come take a picture.
Is there anything that you guys need to present back there, or you guys?
Oh, no, they're coming.
Take a picture, guys. Picture with her. Scoot in a little bit more.
Behind each other.
I'll squat down, guys. Sorry. Did you move that chair?
Sit on it.
That's a good idea.
There you go. There you go. Take your mask off.
Oh, yeah.
We want to see you smile.
I'm not used to taking it off.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right.
I think St. Francis wanted to provide a meal, but I think, Lima, you still need to be up here. We need to shake your hand. So, we're gonna have Keith, do an honor song for us while we recognize her and shake hands.
Don't let me forget that.
Okay.
Sing an honor song for achievements and job well done. I know Lima for quite a while. Put us together. Our moms are kind of mostly related. We also taught at St. Francis Middle School back in the 60s and 70s. Along with that, both left Hunka. Thank you for what you've done all over this Indian country. Thank you.
say a prayer for the food that was brought here for us. Enjoy a good meal. And, we pray to the Spirit. We mentioned some names today that are in the spirit world, so I want to acknowledge them also in my prayer. Oya takashila akantushni wotakwe omachata yampi olampete ki woyoni hamai chukopi. We koshkala kawang gloni hampi lida wowita hetra. Na ya omachata yampi onixia mampete ki le chajoni yatapina. Ya wokiksi waste ukahapi oena kikichuko. Leon Petru ki woite a yuia pim kan woite a yatun ka pim ahesna kata ke we join chate waste wain ka chimpi lechen kompelo ya Petru ki le motion ki la po omita ya. Thank you.